Hi everyone, hope you're doing good. I miss seeing you. Thought I'd try to check in on person and give you a little bit of a craft project that you guys can do together at home. If you remember in our last few classes, since school started, we began with lines, and then we moved on to shapes, and then we talked about color and the value of color and shading. The last few weeks of school we were doing texture, which is when we were doing the pointillism and rubbings and feeling things and trying to figure out how to represent that in our artwork. Were we on campus, this week we would be starting form, and we'd be making things come alive and have 3 dimension. So I thought I'd just introduce what form is for you if you have time to watch this. We made shapes, we drew shapes. Everybody knows squares and rectangles and circles and ovals and ellipses, but we call these two-dimensional. That means they have 2 sides, a height and a width, but they don't have depth. For instance, if I take this square and give it depth, I get my dice, or a cube. If I take this circle and give it depth, I end up with my box of mints. If I take my oval, I have something here to show you, and give it depth, we end up with an Easter egg. And of course the rectangle was a box that my glasses came in. So we call giving depth to a 2-dimensional object, which is a drawing on a piece of paper, form. And when you create art with form, you make 3-dimensional objects instead of 2-dimensional. They come up. This has 3 dimensions: width, height, and depth. So we are going to take these paper 2-dimensional ideas and templates, and we're going to cut them out and assemble them and create a 3-dimensional object from a 2-dimensional object. For instance, we're going to start with our pyramid. First thing you want to do is color your pyramid. I've shaded mine with colored pencils. You could choose to use markers or paints or any creative source you have. Crayons will work. You can use stickers. You can write Bible verses on them or different things you want to remember for your spelling games. All sorts of different ways you could use this project. The next step is to follow directions. And if you look down here, we have a dotted line that says fold next to it, and your straight line says cut. Now, before you do anything, you follow those directions. When you cut, you're going to take your scissors and you are only going to cut on the solid lines. Do not cut any dotted lines. A dotted line is any line that is not continuous. So inside here, the lines that are segmented and broken apart, you do not cut those. Only cut the solid line. I'm almost done cutting mine out. Keep following on the dotted line. Try to keep straight corners, pointy edges. Don't cut off your tabs. And when you see a tab that says paste on it, you're going to want to grab a glue stick or some Elmer's glue so that we can assemble our 3D shape. This is mine cut out. And now on the fold lines, we're going to fold in. So you're going to fold your color sides out, and everything's going to fold in towards the center. So you have to carefully lay it on a flat surface. Fold along the dotted line in a nice straight fold like that. Follow that all the way around. And your pieces should be standing up about like this. We're beginning to see form. Now, these little tab lines also have dotted sections, so we need to fold those tabs in towards the center of our pyramid. The paste tabs get folded in towards the inside. Nice and straight. And it will look something like this. Okay. Next, you're going to take your glue, and along those paste lines, only on the paste tabs, you're going to put a nice little swath of glue, like that. And then you're going to take the triangle next to it and flatten it down and press. And you're going to repeat this all the way around your three-dimensional shape, keeping those paste tabs tucked in towards the inside of your pyramid. Be patient with your sides. Get them all lined up before you pinch them down. The last one will be your trickiest one. That's going to be the most fun. Glue both of the last two tabs at the same time and fold up the last side of your pyramid and pinch it together very gently. So now I've taken my two-dimensional shape and turned it into a three-dimensional pyramid. All those triangles and that flat square turned into a form. Now in your PDF, you also have a cube. So if you carefully cut out this cube and fold it up, you're going to end up with going from a two-dimensional shape to a three-dimensional. So just like with the pyramid, if you take that two-dimensional cube and wrap it up and fold it up and glue it together, I glued all of the paste lines first before I folded this one up because the cube is a little more complicated. You can decorate this. You could leave the top tabs unglued and turn this into a gift box, but you now have a square that turned into a form and has height, width, and depth. In your PDF packet that came with this lesson, you also have a sphere and a cone, I think, that you can make, and those are tricky and fun. So if you get to do this project, I'd love to see a picture of it. Feel free to email me or send me a video. Miss you all and hope you're doing well. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll have something fun with clay next week.